After January's PlayStation Plus lineup was considered underwhelming by a lot of you guys, Sony really came back with February, and they are offering a great month. 2 excellent PlayStation 4 games and big budget titles. You've got 2 PlayStation Vita cross-buy titles, so all of those games are also playable on the PlayStation 4. So you've got a total of 4 PS4 games there, and you also have a pretty epic PlayStation 3 game for those of you that still have your PS3 out. This is one to be a little bit excited about, but first let's go over the PlayStation 4 offerings, and they are great. Like I said, they are highlighted by 2 top-tier titles. First of all, we have Hitman the Complete Season. Now, this was a game that got a little bit of a mixed reception because initially, it was released episodically. However, as far as fundamentally being a great Hitman game goes, it absolutely has that covered. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, Hitman 2 was just released. Do I really want to go back and play through this game? Well, Hitman 2 is still going for like $29.99, even on sale. Hitman the Complete First Season is just included with the February lineup for being a PlayStation Plus subscriber. If you've never played a Hitman game, if you've always been skeptical of the franchise, maybe because it's a little bit more stealth-oriented, just give this game a shot. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Again, it released all the way back in 2016, and it seemed to do pretty lukewarm from a commercial standpoint, but it did get relatively good reviews. The definitive edition over on Metacritic has an 84, so that is for sure a respectable score. And with Hitman the Complete First Season, you would think that with a game like this, that would be fine. They could offer a smaller game as the other title, and I think PlayStation gamers would have been satisfied with that because Hitman does represent that bigger budget title. However, the other PlayStation 4-centric title that you're getting is also very good, and it's a very known title in Ubisoft's For Honor. Now, For Honor, I imagine, is a game that a lot of you guys own. I mean, this game is pretty popular at this point. However, if you don't, it is great that Sony is offering a multiplayer experience. I think that is key with PlayStation Plus because a lot of the times with these multiplayer games, it sucks if you don't have a couple of friends to play with, but as a PlayStation Plus freebie, it's very easy to convince your friends, hey, go download this, it's free for Plus subscribers, and then you can all jump in on the game together. And For Honor is an excellent multiplayer game, and it's one of those multiplayer games, much like Ubisoft's other releases this generation, that they have stayed committed to. They've consistently updated the game. While initially at launch, it was an okay game, it just lacks some certain things. It has gotten better and better, and with the recent Marching Fire expansion, For Honor has really hit a new stride. Unfortunately, with PlayStation Plus, you are not getting that expansion as well. That would have been asking for a bit too much because Marching Fire did just come out back in like October and November. So to get the For Honor Marching Fire edition, that would have been a little bit insane. However, For Honor acting as a complementary game to Hitman the Complete First Season, you're getting 2 distinct experiences here. That's what I like. Maybe for some of you guys, you're not going to be into both of these games. You're more of a single player guy, then you'll check out Hitman the Complete First Season and you'll probably forego For Honor. Maybe you're more of a multiplayer guy and Hitman doesn't really fancy you, well then you can check out For Honor with all your friends and have a great time with it. I really like how they set up the top 2 titles here, and going back to For Honor, if you guys don't know what it is, it's a melee action game. It does have an emphasis on its visual realism and things like that, and you've got different classes to play as, from Vikings, Knights, and Samurais. You'll be able to find your perfect fighting style, and it does feature 18 different PvP maps, so a game that's loaded with content, and if you do end up enjoying the game, the Marching Fire expansion is there for the taking if you decide to pick that up as well. Moving on from that, I do want to take a quick look at the 2 PlayStation Vita titles that are cross-buy with the PlayStation 4 because they do look pretty interesting. First up, we have Gunhouse. Gunhouse typically goes for $14.99 on the PlayStation Store, and the game's description is this: load your guns, rain death from above, protect your valuable orphans, defeat giant improbable bosses. Gunhouse is part puzzle, part active tower defense as you make big combos to launch a hail of bullets and special attacks at the alien invaders who would like nothing better than to consume your delicious orphan friends. With infinite levels, upgradable weapons, a unique art style, and music by Fez composer Disasterpiece, Gunhouse from Necrosoft Games is a cute, endless game that will chill you out and rile you up. Right there with the description, it did make note of its art style, and I have to say it does have a very cutesy, charming art style that, while yes, this game was designed for the PlayStation Vita, I think it could translate just fine to the PlayStation 4, even playing it on a bigger screen, because it's not like the art style accentuates technical brilliance, rather it's just going for a very charming look, and Gunhouse definitely has that. For a game that's $14.99 to get it as a part of your Plus subscription, I'm sure it's a game a lot of you won't check out, but definitely at least add it to your library, so down the line, if you do randomly see it and it piques your interest, you can play it then. Moving on from that, you have another PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4 cross-buy title in Rogue Aces. Rogue Aces touts, quote, "It's time to join the Rogue Aces and liberate the islands from the Baron and his dreaded pilots. Will you be able to face the fiercest foes with only 1 life and 3 planes? Take down waves of dastardly enemies in this endlessly emergent air combat roguelike where nothing is the same twice, with a multitude of game modes to discover, no loading screens to stutter the action, and a whole lot of landscape to take back. Jump in the cockpit and take back what's yours." This is another game with a pretty old school art style, but I kind kind of dig what it's going for. It looks like an older Super Nintendo game that's been modernized a little bit. I don't know if that does the game justice, but this is a game that's going for $12.99. And again, to just get it as another title for your Plus subscription, I would say that's pretty good. I would treat these two as the complementary games to both For Honor and Hitman Definitive Edition. Usually, how I treat it is one PlayStation 4 game will be pretty big, and then the other one is that complementary game. In this case, you've got two reasonably big games, and then you do have two complementary PlayStation Vita titles that are also playable on the PlayStation 4. So you have 4 games available on the PS4. That is excellent, and I am very pleased on that. But also, as a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you will get a couple of PlayStation 3 games, and probably the most exciting, without a doubt, on the PlayStation 3 side of things is Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. This game is absolutely iconic. This was, in a lot of people's eyes, the first true system-selling exclusive for the PlayStation 3, and I'm probably on boat with that. At that point, you did have games like Warhawk, Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction, Uncharted 1, but Uncharted hadn't garnered the name recognition at that point. Ratchet & Clank was great, but Metal Gear Solid 4 was on another level. This game was tremendous, and I think what a lot of you guys have heard about the game is, yes, it does have some long-winded cutscenes, but in the case of MGS4, the story is so incredible that sitting through all of those cutscenes, it felt very easy. MGS4 is excellent, and to a lot of people, this was the last real console Metal Gear experience, because Metal Gear Solid 5 did take the series in a little bit different of a direction. Still thought MGS5 was a great game, but man, to just give out MGS4 is fantastic, and they're kind of just sweeping this under the rug because it is only available on the PlayStation 3. Fortunately, not playable on the PS4, but I've always said add these PS3 games to your library through the PlayStation Store's website, because if you do, down the line, if the PlayStation 5 does have backwards compatibility and you just have this catalog of these PS3 Plus games, you will be able to play them all. That's what you would think. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, and that's a reality that could very well come to fruition. So definitely add it to your library. If you have your PS3 still out there and you never played Metal Gear Solid 4, you should remedy that ASAP, and with your Plus subscription, you're getting it for free, so why not? And lastly, on the PlayStation 3, you also have Divekick. Divekick is a game that actually got a little bit of attention. It's the world's first ever 2-button fighting game. It has earned notoriety in the press and fighting game community by not just using a stick, yet still retaining the strategic gameplay and spacing techniques employed by professional fighting game players. Now, anyone can experience the thrill of fighting games without memorizing complex combos and finger contorting button presses. There are over 14 playable characters, 1 to 2 player local and online multiplayer, and there's a story mode as well. This game typically goes for $5, so it's not like this is a big offering, but again, it's another PlayStation 3 game added to your library down the line. Again, you might be able to play it on the PlayStation 5. So that wraps up the PlayStation Plus lineup for the month of February. I would say it's a pretty good month. I would honestly say it's an epic month. I always keep my expectations in line, and these are the types of games that I want to get. Hitman the Complete First Season was a great game that went severely under the radar because of its episodic release pattern. Now, 2 years later, you're getting the entirety of the first season, and hey, this might also be used as a promotional tool to sell more copies of Hitman 2, because Hitman 2 isn't doing all too well right now from everything that I can tell. But Hitman 2016, a great game that I would recommend you to check out. And For Honor, a great multiplayer game, a game that has continued to get better and better. Ubisoft has done that game justice. Yes, you don't have Marching Fire, but at the very least, you get the base game, and if you do really enjoy it, you can upgrade to Marching Fire and get even more content. And then it's rounded out by some pretty good PlayStation Vita offerings that are cross-buy with the PlayStation 4. You'll be able to play Gunhouse, which typically goes for $14.99, and Rogue Aces looks like a pretty interesting game, and that goes for $12.99. You still have your PlayStation 3 Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. That was a game that scored a lot of 10 out of 10s, and it's an incredible game to this day. Remember, do add that to your library, because that might be paying dividends in the future, even if you don't have a PS3. And then lastly, you do have Divekick, which is a smaller game, typically goes for $4.99, but an interesting game nonetheless. That's gonna conclude this video. I would give this month a gigantic thumbs up, but let us know what you guys think. Are you happy with this month? Are you disappointed with this month? I really don't see how you can be, but I don't know, your guys' opinions might differ from mine, and if you already played through Hitman, if you already played a lot of For Honor, yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, but that just comes with the territory when you don't know what games you're gonna get every month until a few days before they go live. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.